Okay, I don't have my tripod, so it's a little different. The problem asks for the exact value of the 5 remaining trigonometric functions of the acute angle, and secant is the one that's given, which equals 5. And if you use the reciprocal identities, you can see that cosine will equal 1 over secant, so cosine equals 1 over 5. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so we put that in there. That's the adjacent, and there's a hypotenuse. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, but in order to get, you see that the opposite value was not given based on the fact that we were only given adjacent and hypotenuse from cosine. So we have this value that we have to figure out for the opposite value there. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem here, where the hypotenuse squared equals adjacent squared plus opposite squared. So you plug in on your values, 5 squared, which would be equal to 1 squared, plus the opposite value squared, which equals 25, which equals 1 plus opposite squared. You take the 1 from that side there, and it equals 24. And then you do the square root of 24, and to simplify the square root, it would be 2 square root of 6. So then we would just plug it back into the problem. I probably should have crossed that out. It's just 2 square root of 6. Cotangent is a reciprocal, which should be 1 over 2 square root of 6, but you have to simplify it. There's a simplified form. You just, yeah. And then sine is opposite over hypotenuse. You can see opposite over hypotenuse, 2 square root of 6 over 5, and its reciprocal is cosecant. So you just, flip them. So it's hypotenuse over opposite. And then you rationalize that, and that's what you get for that. So you have your secant, cosecant, tangent, cotangent, sine, and cosecant. So you just have to, in these types of problems, you just identify the fact that this is the reciprocal. If they just gave you cosine, you could just, start plunging ahead and then reverse the process here and just make this the reciprocal to get secant. So in this type of problem, all you really need to know is if this is a reciprocal of 1, then, you find out the main function of that, so you can find it on the triangle, use the Pythagorean theorem, and then plug in, the values for that. And if you use SOHCAHTOA, that helps out. For cosine, or, I'll start from S, so S-O-H, so, Ka, A-H, and T, which is opposite or adjacent. Yeah, there we go. So that's how you solve that problem.